Hey there, so today we have another review. Hopefully this one's good because Lagunitas IPA I just reviewed was terrible. Buy one, get one at Publix, dumb fresh. I'll have to probably revisit that or send the email to brewery or something. That sucked. Uh, this beer is also very fresh, about 3 weeks fresh, and I've never actually had this one. I believe they released it last year, and I haven't tried it yet. This is the Beast of Both Worlds. So it is a bi-coastal IPA, East Coast meets West Coast kind of to do. It's Citra, Mosaic. I think there's Strata, Sabro, Equinox here. Yeah, so they're going for I've definitely reviewed beers that are like sort of best of both worlds coming to do, and that's what they're trying to pull off. Using a lot of hazy IPA hops, but also being somewhat clear. So yeah, and obviously some amount of bitter, right? Like this is what like hazy IPA used to look like, but like it doesn't really look like this anymore. So it comes in a really nice kind of like sunset orange color, more of like a medium gold with a kind of like this is what the good stuff used to look like, right? By the way, like back 2014, 2015, or something like that. And really nice and orangey. It has a medium plus or medium haze to it, like a medium haze to it. But you can definitely see a little bit of like a finger through. So yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, see that smells better, way better. Yeah, there's papaya, mangoes, ripe pineapple, big clementines, tangerine. Nice tropical hit on that. Yeah, pretty nice. Smells awesome. A little bit of berry sweetness. That makes sense. So like what you get is the juicy hot flavor, but also like a leaner, cleaner kind of finish. So again, that's sort of like what it advertised, and it's actually, in my opinion, pretty hard to make a beer that actually tastes like a little bit like the both of best of both worlds. So I think they did a pretty good job here. So just like the nose opens up, big, rich, kind of like tropical flavors. They were talking about they do videos on their stuff, but like it's like tangerines, papaya, mangoey. They even go a little bit of like fruit cup kind of thing, which I can see like a little bit of like pear, apple, grapes, and all that. Like like the cheap maraschino cherry thing. Like a bit of fruit salad. Very light, lean body. It's actually a little bit hollow in the middle for me. But then it dries out quite nicely. You get a little bit of dankness. It could maybe use a little bit more bitterness, but it definitely has a little bit more bitterness than you'd like perceive on like some hazy IPAs. At 8% beer, this rocks in at. I don't see it. But I was on the website. It's a solid. I think it was like 40, 50, 60 IBU, something like that. So for double IPA, definitely a little bit low for West Coast IPA, but like, definitely solid amount of bitterness. Quite nice. Yeah, it's super dangerous for an 8% beer. So it tastes like something's wrong with the Lagunitas IPA because that beer was 6% and it tasted boozy and thin and something's wrong. This doesn't have that. Like this actually has some structure, some balance, some drinkability to it. Like if they just move that like super drinkable, drink balance, blah blah blah, onto this one, it would make a lot more sense. Nice, yeah. For me, I mean, I guess I could have preferences to what it is, but then again, in the end, it is what it advertises, right? It has this big tropical thing, not too fluffy, chewy of a beer, not too, they're going for something that has a little bit of dryness to it, and it makes the beer dumb dangerous, which is really an issue, right? Like, just don't drink like 8%. I would have guessed this guy was like a solid 7. So quite nice. For me, okay, then I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. For me, I feel like it could. I feel like it could use a little bit more bitterness, and I think a complementing kind of like West Coast pine dankness thing would do well with this beer because you get the flashy kind of fruity characteristics up front, but what you get is sort of a like that up front, a little bit hollow in the middle, and then just some bitterness, and doesn't really like it doesn't complete the experience. Like it just comes off a little bit up front, and then the hazy IPA thing, and then doesn't really balance it out with the West Coast on the back end. But it's dumb drinkable. I'll give it credit for that. It's not bad. This is actually pretty good. I'm gonna give it a solid. The drinkability is insane. If you guys like something super drinkable, like hazy, a little bit juicy, like forget about that Juice Force stuff. Like this is way better at 8%. Like if drinkable, a little bit juicy, not too cloying kind of IPA thing, and like you just want drinkability and alcohol, the utility on that is super high. I mean, this has got to be an 8A plus for you. For me, I obviously preferred a little bit more nuance, a little bit more, what flavor am I getting at? What flavor am I getting for 8%? And I'm not really getting that full experience. So this for me, it's like a BB plus. Let's go B plus. I think it's pretty good. Again, very hollow in the back. When do these beers get so hollow? Like I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but like you understand the experience of like drinking IPA and like it's almost like somebody like it's like as if it's like somebody like gave you a sip of beer and then pulled the glass away. If that makes any sense, right? Like it's like you get the experience, but then it's like everything just flies off the palate. Like there's so little left to taste after that initial impression. Oh, so maybe it is a BB plus beer. I'm gonna give it an 87. That's like a B plus, yeah. Is that too good? Let's go 86. Lagunitas, the beast of both worlds. I'm curious about this stuff. You guys post comments below. What does Lagunitas taste like these days? Because these two beers are quite surprising, specifically the IPA. But even 86 on this guy, like I'm a little bit impressed for a beer that's this fresh. I expect but who knows? They're no longer producing out of Chicago. I don't know, man. Post comments below. Cheers later.